All right, Algebra. It is now day 2 of the COVID-19 quarantine. I just got an email from somebody. Day 2 of the quarantine, I've got some work for factoring now. This is going to be page 2 of the test. I will put together a video tomorrow covering today's work that you're doing on just basic binomials. I'll go over, I may just put an attachment of the key of the work that you should have done for those problems so you can see what you should have done. I've had some really, really, really good people sending me responses for their work, doing nice little pictures and sending them to me. I can see the work. It's great, fantastic. I appreciate it. It makes life easier for all of us. But you don't have to get it in right off the bat. The only reason if you get it in real quick is I get a response to you as soon as I get it. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I can answer your questions immediately. If you want to, you can wait until Friday and turn all of them in all at once. That's no big deal to me as long as you're getting them done and you're practicing. We'll be taking the test next week on polynomials, the polynomial exam, which is very similar to what we're doing as the study guide. Now, last night you did the multiplication of polynomials and addition and subtraction of polynomials. Tonight we're going to begin factoring, and you've got to remember the basic rules for factoring, the cheat that I taught you about the trinomials and what they would turn into as the two binomials. How many times have I gone over? If the trinomial is ax squared plus the trinomial, x squared plus blah, 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 plus whatever, the binomial will be x plus x plus. I'll have a video of this or the showing of this as I'm just writing it out. Now, if the trinomial is plus minus or minus minus, you've got to remember that the binomial will be x plus whatever it is, x minus whatever it is. Okay, and the last part of it is if it is minus plus for the trinomial, it will be x minus x minus. Okay, you should have this in your notes. You should have this in your notes, converting trinomials into binomials with factoring. You should have this in your notes. If you don't, it's right here. You can pause it and you can write this down. But this is what you'll utilize to be able to answer all of the problems that are in this section. This is how you break them down and make it easier. It's 1/3 of all the work already done for you. Just by looking at the signs that are in the trinomials, you can break it down there. Now, the very first one that you're going to do is a very general one, the basic factoring. X squared plus 2x minus 15. X squared plus 2x minus 15. According to our chart, it is plus minus on this. So plus minus on this means that I've got to be plus minus on my binomials. So before I do anything, I'm going to write out my two binomials because I know there's no coefficient in front of the x squared. It's going to be x plus and x minus automatically. Now all I've got to do is figure out the factors of 15 that will make a 6. 15, let's think of the factors. What makes 15? 1 times 15. 2 doesn't work. 3 times 5. 4 doesn't work. 5, we're repeating ourselves at 5. So those are our only two factors. So we've got to figure out 1 and 15, 2 and 5 will go in here where? Well, that's a pretty small number. That means the two numbers that make 15 are pretty close together. That wipes out 1 and 15. I'm never going to be able to subtract 1 and 15 and make 2. It's not going to happen. So I know the combination is not 1 and 15. It's 3 and 5. It's got to be 3 and 5, especially when they're doing one where it's just, you know it's going to work. This is a general one. You know it's going to work. We've got to figure out a positive 2 in the middle. Where will the 3 go? Where will the 5 go? Well, it's a positive number in the middle, so the 5 has to go with the plus, and the 3 has to go with the minus. So we've got our two binomials, and we do the FOIL. The OI is all we have to worry about because we know x times x is x squared, and we know 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. That's a gimme. X times negative 3 is negative 3x, and 5 times x is positive 5x. 5 minus 3, 2x. We win. Okay? That is a general problem, like number 6 on your review test. Ugh. Sorry, had to pick up my dry erase wipe. Okay, that's the general problem. Okay, how do we make it more difficult? Well, the easiest way to make it more difficult, add coefficients in front of the x squared. Okay, so, oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at special case. Special case binomials or trinomials. What makes this x squared minus 49 a special case problem? Special case problems are perfect squares, perfect square binomials, or like this one of them, they're close to perfect square binomials. Okay, a perfect square binomial would be, if it were like this one, x squared plus 14x plus 49. X plus 7, x plus 7. Both the same thing. That means it's x plus 7 squared. Okay? That, or the quantity of x plus 7 squared. So, if this, we are being told, is a special case factoring problem, we know that when they say it's a special case, it means it's a perfect square binomial or close to perfect square. And this one wipes out the oi. The oi is gone. That means the outside and inside cancel each other out. So the two binomials I make in this one are going to be x plus and x minus, because they have to wipe out. And the perfect square that makes 49, 7. That's all it is. I could write this any one of a billion different ways by taking the 49, make it 64. Then it's x plus 8, x minus 8. I make it 100. X plus 10, x minus 10. That's all it is. The special case, when they're written like this and they tell you to factor something like this and it only has two parts, that's a special case binomial or trinomial. Okay? Makes sense with special cases? That's like number 7 on your homework for tonight. Now, numbers 8 and 9, this is where we make it more difficult. You throw a coefficient in front of the x squared. Makes it a little more challenging, makes it a little more difficult. So let me try one like 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Okay? The good news about this one is the beginning and the end, well, actually all of them, they're all prime numbers. 2, you only can make 2 with 2 times 1. And 3, you can only make 3 with 3 times 1. And the good thing about this also, it's plus plus. So I know for a fact my two binomials have to be 2x plus and 1x plus when I write it out. Why I put the 2 and the 1 in there? It doesn't matter where it goes because it's plus plus, number 1. And number 2, it's a prime number. That's my only choice for a factor of 2. 2 times 1 or 1 times 2. It doesn't really matter. Where I put the 3 and the 1 in this case is what makes it challenging. Okay? If I were to put the 3 over here, that means I'm taking 2 times 3 and I'm going to make 6. I'm already over that. So I know that the 3's got to go here and the 1's got to go there. So 3 goes there, 1 goes there. Like before, I don't need to test first and last. I don't need to worry about first and last. Those are the easy ones. 2x times 1 is 2x. 3 times 1x is 3. No, who cares? Last, 3 times 1 is 3. Okay. The oi is what I challenge. 2x times 1 is 2x. 3x times 1x is 3x. 2x and 3x, better make 5x. Okay, good to go. That's like sort of number 8. Sort of like number 8. Maybe a little more challenging on number 8. You maybe have to find a little more work to it. Number 9 is similar to this. They just make the number a little bigger, so you've got more factors. I'm not going to make a number like a 200 like they did on the worksheet. You'll have to use your own mental math or ability to find those factors. It's not that tough. I'm going to use a simple one. 2x squared plus 9x minus 18. 2x squared plus 9x minus 18. This problem right here is what you will be getting used to working on, okay? That is nothing that horrible, okay? Because it's plus minus, I know my binomials are going to be x plus and x minus. I don't know where the 2 goes yet. I don't know if the 2 goes in front of the first part or the second one. And 18, I've got to do the factors of number 18. That's 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's it. 3 different types of factors for 18. So I've got to start piecing this one together. I'm going to stop here and let you guys work on this one for a little bit, and we'll come back to it and we'll work on it later. I need to get into factoring by grouping. That's like number, I think, 10 on your worksheet packet. Factoring by grouping. Factoring by grouping is when you're given 4 parts and you've got to group them together to make new parts. Now, it's grouping them by your divisibility in your problems that you can factor things out of. And it should make things a little bit easier for you. Giving you a problem like this one, 4xy plus 8y plus 3x plus 6. If you see a problem like this and they say factor this one, it's just breaking it down into grouping. Group the first 2 numbers together, group the second 2 numbers together with parentheses. You could do that. You could group the first and last ones, or first and third. You can group any 2 of them together, but it's usually easiest to take the 2 that are right next to each other and just put parentheses around the both of them. Put parentheses around this, put parentheses around this. Look at what I've done. Okay, right here. Do that. Now I can factor stuff out. What can I factor out of this one? They're both divisible by 4. They both have a y. So I factor a 4y out. So I'm factoring the 4y out. That turns into just plain old x, and that turns into 2. X plus 2. Why do I get x plus 2? Because you divide the 4 by 4, it's 1. Take away the y or divide the y by y, it wipes out, makes 1. You're left with just the x. And the y and the 8, same thing. Now do the second half of this one, 3x plus 6. Do it on your own. I'll do it here, and then I'll show you. Okay? You can factor out a 3, and only a 3. That's it. So when you factor out the 3 from this one, 3 divided by 3 leaves just the x. 6 divided by 3 leaves just the 2. Okay? You should end up getting the exact same binomial in the parentheses. If you get the exact same binomial, look at the first part. 4y plus 3. Okay? It's just like 4yx plus 3y, or 3x. Okay? Combine these 2 parts, 4y plus 3. 4y plus 3. And then you've got the same thing. It's multiplying it by x plus 2. And look at what you have. Oops. This guy right there. It's 2 binomials that way. This is factoring by grouping. This is like number 10. Good practice. Now, if you want practice for each one of these parts, I'm letting you know, page 46 through 80, 476 through 480 in your book. Very good for these problems, for all the factoring. Page 484, very good for these problems, okay? 484 for the basic factoring problems. So just jump around in the book. Get into the 400s, factoring in polynomials, and it'll help you, okay? Now, quickly, homework for tonight. It's numbers 6 through 10. 6 through 10 on that packet. Haven't had anybody from Algebra, which is surprising. Haven't had any of you guys submit your work yet for that first page on the test. I'll have to check to make sure that it's on there, but the polynomial test should be on the Google Classroom for you to be able to work on. If it's not, I'll attach it now. No big deal. And then I will, your assignment for tonight would be numbers 6 through 10. So we'll go over that 2x squared plus 9x minus 18 problem. I've got enough time to do it right now. We know that it's going to be a 2 and a 1, and I'm going to say the 2 is going to go out front. It's guess and check with these. I'm old. I've done these a million times, but you've got to just try to figure out. 9 is in the middle, so I'm pretty certain it's not going to be 18 and 1, so that's going to be wiped out. 2 and 9, maybe. Nope, that's not going to work. It's going to be 3 and 6. 3 and 6 is what I think it's going to be, so 16, yep, it's 6 and 3. So I'm letting you know right now, 2, 1, and 6 and 3. Look at how I did. Okay? 1x plus 2 and 2x plus 3. Or 1x plus 6, 2x plus 3. I don't care about the first and last. First and last work out. It's the inside. 6 times 2x is a positive 12x. 1 times negative 3x is a negative 3. 12 minus 3 is 9, and it's a positive 9. That's how it works out. All righty, just a quick check to make sure you got that. But there, like I said, practice on these pages 476 through about 484. Pretty good practices in your book. So keep working. I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy the weather. It's going to rain for the next couple days, so bye.